Next game on the card, guys, the Dodgers and San Diego tonight. Julio Urias against Nick Martinez. The Dodgers, a $1.53 road favorite. The total in this game, 8, kind of shades slightly to the over at -115. There's going to be a lot of Dodger fans. This has turned into a nice little rivalry since the Padres have become good the last couple seasons. We know that Dodgers lineup is rock solid here. Urias, one of their better pitchers. Base winner, give me some thoughts here on this game with the Dodgers and the Padres.
Well, I'm a little concerned about how do you pronounce it? Or is it Urias or Urias?
However, take your pick.
However you pronounce it, I'm concerned about him. Having said that, I haven't moved his long-term projection. I have him in there at an 84 run suppression number, which is 48th out of 150 pitchers. And I want to kind of apologize to you. I think it was the guy's last name was Wee. He asked me directly about Nick Martinez, and I gave him the wrong number on a couple shows ago. I've got Martinez at 122, 142nd out of 150 pitchers. So the way this price is out for me is I have the Dodgers at -203, but here's kind of the concerning thing about Urias. If you look at his game log from his and this is interesting. He was like an elite control guy last year. I mean, he had 80 percentile control outings, probably like I would say 90% of his outings expected walk rate of 5% or less. And if you look at the two that he's had, and maybe you could discount the Colorado outing where he had a 13.1 expected walk rate, but against Cincinnati at home, it was 10.2. So the way his start shook out, where his percentile overall with the swinging strike rate and the hard hit per 9, it was a 3 percentile first start, 39 percentile second start. So a little bit concerning about Urias, but this is where I think you have to kind of take the approach on, okay, well, I'm going to go with the long-term guy. He's a top 10 long-term guy in that 3-metric chart. I'm not going to adjust it yet. And plus the other thing is if we get in a situation where he has a bad outing, I think we just have a big edge in the bullpens. And the San Diego bullpen has been considered elite for many years, but they've really slid over the last half of last year and then early this year. I have them 17th out of 30 teams, but with those 3 metrics, the expected strikeout percentage, hard hit per 9, and expected walk percentage. And I mentioned how in love I am with the Yankee bullpen, but when I ran these numbers yesterday, the Dodgers are actually ahead of the Yankees. The Dodgers and the Rays are ahead of the Yankees in those ratings. And so I think that even if we get into a situation in this game where Urias is poor, he doesn't have good command, we'll get a bulk, we'll get a really nice percentage to the game with a great bullpen, and top to bottom this bullpen's really good. So compared to the San Diego bullpen, and there's really not much you can say that's great about Nick Martinez, I don't think, unless TC you're seeing something that I'm not. But bottom line is I'll lay the wood here. Little concerned about Urias, but I'm going to go back to the long-term projections on him.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about Urias. I like him myself here tonight, and for me, this is more of a play against Nick Martinez. This guy has one career start. I mean, that's it. He wasn't very good in spring training. I know a lot of you don't put numbers into spring training, but for young pitchers, you got to look at that. And then how does he bounce off of that? And his first start against the Braves was not very good at all either. So I don't think much of Martinez. And those Dodger bats, they're going to put out their A lineup tonight. I mean, they are just stacked, basically, 1 through 8. I don't see Martinez being able to contain these guys at all. Urias is a very good pitcher, and I think he matches up well with the Padres. So I do like the Dodgers in this spot. And again, it's almost be like a home game for the Dodgers. There'll be plenty of Dodger fans here, but again, there's a lot of momentum with this Dodger team now. They're feeling good, with Freddie Freeman there now. Again, not just from a lineup perspective, but just from a chemistry standpoint. This team they're really gelling good together tonight. I don't think Dave Roberts can screw this thing up too much, but more of a play against Martinez and the big bats that the Dodgers have. So that's why I like the Dodgers. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, this is the kind of spot where I'd lay a 170, 180 as opposed to like the Cubs. This is a good one. I agree with you guys. Fading Martinez is always a good idea. I just kind of want to backtrack to just the game we just talked about with Verlander. I don't think we talk enough about Justin Verlander as a person. I mean, this is a guy that's made 300 million in his career. Okay, every day. Look at the woman he goes home to. How could you ever hate your life when this is your life? Kate Upton. I mean, you just look at her and you just got to smile, man. I would go home and just say, what did I do to deserve this life? I would just look there. I'd have a cigar in my mouth. Look, I do live most of my life like this, minus the 300 million. However, Justin obviously lives a little bit better than me. And I will say, I mean, what a life. We don't give him enough credit, man. Justin Verlander. What a life.
Justin Verlander, definitely. He scores at the bank. He scores on the field, and he's scoring at home. There's no question about it.
Crazy.
No,
that was a really good call, TC. I like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, that was good.
Hopefully, I know we have a male-dominated audience here. So
that was good. That was good. Got to say.
All right, back to this game though, Jeff. Dodgers, you're on them too, right? Or you like the?
I mean, I definitely lean that way. I mean, I have no interest in Nick Martinez at all. I think maybe in these kind of spots occasionally, I'm more or less playing it because I want to fade Martinez. So I'm kind of just saying to myself, I know I have a good lineup here. Why not just take the juice away and having to worry about a pitcher and a bullpen and just say, well, I expect runs here, so I'll just lean on the team total. But I didn't ultimately play it. But yeah, I definitely like where your guys' head's at.
All right, let's lock us in. Base winner myself on the Dodgers on the road here tonight. The short trip there to San Diego, 153. Not a crazy price. I'll lay it. We'll lay it with Urias against Nick Martinez. Okay.